Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. I didn't feel like the TVPs that we saw on the previous day taught us too much about how Jaehoon plays. I swear he's just really good at macro. Like, that's his probably strongest thing that he does. And we really didn't see that. Those were like some pretty fast games. But I saw that he actually played sSak, who is, of course, ASL regular, very, very strong Terran player. They played a few games against each other, so thought we'd take a look and see if it kind of shows a little bit more what Jaehoon's style is. I would like to be able to show that to people, and so that everyone can kind of start getting excited about him, because definitely, I love just how stylistic basically everyone is at the top. You really can't just carbon copy someone else. Everyone plays their own game. Pretty much completely. Can you think of anyone up at the top that doesn't have their own thing that they do that's kind of different from everyone else? Like, you can just go through a name, right? Like, obviously, Flash just does everything like God tier. Sulky, like, mixes in so much cheese and like the best late game, the best strategy. Well, I mean, the guys that do everything are hard to describe, I guess, comparatively. But, like, look at Best, right? Like, he's so macro-oriented. Look at Snow. He's so micro-oriented. And those are in very specific ways. I look at macro Terrans. Like, for instance, Light versus Last. If you remember Last, who was an ASL champion. Last makes the most SCVs out of everyone in the game. Light doesn't. They're both macro Terrans, right? But very different the way that they approach it. It's... Royal, that we had just watched, he does a lot of optimizations, tries to have very tight build orders, kind of like a Terran version of Mini in a lot of ways. And, you look at someone like, for instance, sSak here. sSak is someone I consider to be a very technical Terran. sSak is someone that, will have like smaller army sizes with a little bit more flexibility due to the technology behind that army, right? I guess some of these can be a little bit hard to describe exactly what it is, but yeah, it's I love that about it. Now, this is a Nexus first play and going right into 2-gate. So this is exactly the type of build that we're looking for to show off what Jaehoon is capable of. Yeah, this would be a very scary build to play against him on. Now, sSak is going to scout him a little bit late here, but still in plenty of time to adjust his build into an all-in if that's what he wants to do. If he wants to do Marine Vulture. We'll see if he adds a third depot. That's how you can tell. So, third Marine, fourth Marine's making, he's going to do it. Yep. There you have it. There's the third depot. So, sSak is going to do a rush against this. Will this rush end up working is the question. It can be a little bit difficult. There's 2 Zealots being made, and this is a 2-gate, a Nexus first into 2-gate, and I'll be honest with you, I think if they go 2-gate, especially on a map like this, any map with ramps in between, it becomes exponentially harder to make the rush work, because what the Zealots can do is sit on top of a ramp, and as you come up, you're missing shots against them, and they're already hard to kill on regular ground. So I think what Jaehoon does here, if he holds here, it's very, very strong. All right, here he comes. Now, you don't want the SCVs to drill through you. So notice how he walked to the side there. He walked to the side because otherwise the SCVs will drill on top and they'll glitch him and it'll be really hard. And actually, he gets up really quickly, but Jaehoon is going to flank, which is a very good move to do as well. If you can do the fight here, it's great. If not, you bring the Zealots out, and as the Dragoons come up, you flank with them. Because you want the SCVs blocking the probes, but now they have to turn and block the Zealots, which means the probes can come up and get on top of everything. Now look at this. He's getting on top of everything. Oh my god, he killed every Marine right there. Smashed. Absolutely smashed. Not even close. This game's over. This game is super over. My god, he can't. He's like trying so hard to get even one Marine in, and he can't do it. He can't do it. Well, this one's not going to turn it into a big macro game, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay, he GG's. Let's go into another one. All right, getting into the second game. We're here on Radeon with Jaehoon in the top right, opening with a gateway this time instead of that Nexus first play. And looking over at sSak's side of the map in the top left. Looks pretty standard, looks pretty normal, just looks like probably going to be a factory expansion here once again from him. And he'll be happy when he finds out that it is not, in fact, a Nexus first. So yeah, that last game, it's funny. It's like, you know, the reason I'm jumping into some more TVPs is because it's like, well, this is one of the best matchups to really show mechanic skill. It really is so much about eking out as many units as you possibly can to make sure you're holding any Terran timing pushes or doing some Terran, you know, busting Terran, that type of thing. So yeah, this is, by the way, this was 11 gas. I wasn't paying attention to that, but as soon as you see a factory that is below 225, it's 11 gas. In fact, I think the fastest factory I've ever seen with a 12 gas is 227 is about as fast as you can get it. And there's probably a way to shave a second off there or something, but I never ever see anyone do that. It's like so rare. Anyways, when you see it that fast, it's like, it's actually very easy to do with the 11 gas. And he's going to find that this is a very fast Nexus. That you look at that Nexus time, you know a Dragoon hasn't even been started yet. So we might actually see sSak turn this into a rush. I'm not entirely sure what he wants to do with it. Honestly, this build is good against this build, in my opinion. I would definitely consider. I'd be like, do I want to try to rush this or no? He is going to get an add-on, but that doesn't really tell us a story. Okay, this is what tells us a story, because you might go add-on CC, although the money is kind of tight there for that. But he can be very greedy, because again, as soon as he scouted the Nexus, he knows the Dragoon isn't started, and just to make that clear, because he scouted this around my brain is shutting off there. 255. Yeah, 255. So if you see it that quickly, like the quickest you can make Dragoon into Nexus is generally 305. So like you see it 10 seconds faster, it's like, okay, well that there's no room for another interpretation here. There's no Dragoon on the way. All right, second gate gets started. Right after that, Robo, looking at sSak's side, mines on the way, tank on the way. So this is an FD push. That's exactly what we're going to be seeing here. FD is an older build. It really started coming out around 2004, 2005-ish, I remember. FD became like a very standard build in everyone's thing. So basically, FD is fake double, and that's what they called this push, where it looks like it's a 2-fact push, but it's actually 1-fact expansion. Now, this build became pretty obsolete during Remastered. People got too good at Dragoon Micro and can whittle it down too quickly. But more recently, I've seen it utilized a little bit, and I've tried it a little bit. The thing is, it's very hit or miss. Either you get really ahead or you get really behind with it. I don't see many games that are even after an FD push. And so he's laying some mines. This is really good probe micro. Like, he has actually killed every mine. He lost some probes, sure, but that's okay, because you know how late your opponent's command center is here. And he actually has 2 goons left. Yeah, he held that really, really well. That was superb micro with the probes, like to just kind of block the mines and surround the Vulturan mines really quickly. Now that being said, he's going to eat a mine a little bit, but that's okay as well because he killed the tank. Ooh, another probe actually killed there by sSak. That was really nice. And he kills the Dragoon. Okay. Now, Observer and 2-gate Goon with 2 Nexuses going. And the command center is about to finish. So actually, this is one of those more rare situations where you're going to be pretty close to even. And because he has the armory already going, he has the eBay coming up. Yeah, I put this pretty close to even this game. Like, Protoss has more options for sure, but that's kind of normal in early game. He actually gets another probe in there, and going to be able to lay some mines to watch for that 3rd base. But yeah, I would put this pretty close to even. And like I said, you know, FD pushes. It's kind of rare in the games that I've played, as well as the games that I've casted and watched. It's pretty rare to see it end up this close to even. Because that was like a really kind of weird amount of damage. You know, like how many probes did he kill? It's like this very weird amount where, you know, if he gets 2-3 more probes, maybe he's way ahead. He gets 2-3 less, maybe he's way behind. But, yeah, and honestly, I felt like Jaehoon actually microed well against it. Maybe FD should be something people are mixing in more, because I felt like that was maybe, like, yeah, maybe there's a world where he deals with it a bit better, but that felt pretty damn good dealing with it, honestly, and still it feels pretty even. So, sSak is up a few workers, which is always amazing for Terran. You know, he's actually getting his... This is what I'm talking about with him as well, by the way. Right? He did this push that was like a little bit more high-tech than you normally see on the initial little poke out that you have. And he went directly into Armory. And look at this. It's like Academy... I mean, eBay, but also Academy here, which actually I like that type of play personally. Not everyone does this, so a lot of people will cut this after they've done a move like that in order to get the factories up more quickly. But I like that he's going to double check what's going on with the Academy. His SCV counts are very good compared to the probe count because of the damage he dealt. So he can definitely get away with throwing down comsats. He's getting all of his upgrades really quickly out of the machine shops. Like, this is very sSak-esque, what we're watching. Now, Jaehoon going to fly in with his Reaver. He is bringing up a few Dragoons as well. It's actually, this could be just a little bit messy. The Reaver actually does a very good job there. The Zealots are the big problem. They're actually tanking so much. And Jaehoon is just like, got some killer instinct here. Now that's going to miss. No, why'd you turn around? So he turned around there to try to block the goons so that the tanks could fight. But when you run SCVs through something like that, the Reaver shot misses if you just let them keep going. This is actually like a great layout to escape Reaver Scarabs in that very specific circumstance. But he turned around trying to block them so his tanks would live, and that's where the Reaver got the huge shot. And suddenly Jaehoon wins the second game. Are we going to see any macro games? Like, he's just making the early game, I guess, work for him. I mean, that was good. It was well executed. I do want to point out that we are seeing some patterns emerge with Jaehoon. He's definitely liking getting Reaver out before the third Nexus. We've been in an era of 2-gate Observer, third Nexus, Reaver. It's actually something I've pointed out in a lot of the Paralyzed games that we've been looking at as well. That Paralyzed also likes to get Reaver before third Nexus. I actually think that's the stronger way to play right now, and we're seeing Jaehoon do that, who's number one on the ladder. We've seen Paralyzed doing that a lot, who's beating pretty much every Terran right now. So I do think that this is pretty new meta. Like, you know, stuff like that shifts back and forth. But anyways, that was a fast one. I think we'll probably check out tomorrow a little bit more PvT. Try to find a macro game. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.